watching cinema. Insomnia.
Section, give the projectionist an opportunity to adjust the sound level and focus the lens before the start of the picture. In a moment, the focus chart and music will end, followed by 5 seconds of darkened screen before the actual picture begins.
House on Haunted Hill, where so far the ghosts have murdered only 7 people. So won't you come and make it 8? Mysterious pools of blood dripping from the ceiling. Hurry, or you'll be late for your own funeral.
See? Lady Skankenstein shows same movie as other horror hosts, and you watch to see boobies. Don't go away. Me so horror. Me host you long time.
Halloween night. A small American town. 15 years ago. Michael? Halloween.
You are under my power. Look into the hypnotic eye. Time now to enter Mr. Lobo's domain. Look out! Open your mind to the possibility that they're not bad movies, just misunderstood. You're not dreaming. You're watching cinema. Insomnia. And tonight, your humble horror host invites you all to a special Halloween party. Actually, the whole thing was my co-host, Miss Mitten's idea. She's so amusing. I will give these back to you. I promise. Tonight, through the miracle of Lobo Emergo, we'll be transported to the brink of scariousness. And if you're brave enough to stick with it to the end, well, Mr. Lobo will reward you personally, the survivors, the sum of $10,000. It's really a shame because this show doesn't even cost us $10,000. Make peace with your deity, because we are going to present one of the most horrifying piles of cinematic horror ever produced. The House of 1,000 Corpses. Due to our $10,000 giveaway, we can't really afford to bring you that title tonight. So instead, we're going to bring you that low-rent, old dark house classic that has sublet many imitators, directed by William Castle, the guru of movie gimmicks himself, and starring that guy from the Thriller video, you know, the old guy. I think you know who I mean. Stay with your buddy. Have your treat receptacle at the ready. And prepare to ask strangers to smell your feet, because we're going to ring the doorbell of the house on Haunted Hill. Mr. Lobo just got a letter from the Haunted Hill Homeowners Association. And, well, they're not happy. Funeral cars going in and out all hours of the night. Chandeliers falling. Floating heads out on the front lawn. We're going to need to sort this out over some scones. We'll be right back. Hi, Enid.
Like you, I love to shred, but even a hardcore skateboarder like myself slams sometimes. Have you been injured in a skateboard or skateboard-related accident while grinding, thrashing, or catching wicked air, neck, or back injuries? Road rash, hippers, split kneecaps, lost shoes? I can help. I'm on your side. I'm Rad Abrams, skateboard attorney.
Dude, Rad Abrams got me $78 and he got me a beer.
That's right. I'll even get you beer. And remember, there's no fee until we win. Let Rad Abrams hook you up.
Don't delay. Call Rad Abrams and Associates today. Look for our ad in Pleasure Magazine.
Later days, dudes.
Boo!
Ta-ta. We'll try and keep it down. Yeah, I know. Well, they're supposed to be dry. They're scones. I know, it's a wonder we can still sit down. What? Oh. Hello there. Mr. Lobo will now use his dark powers to hypnotize you. Look deeply into my eyes. You are going to be more entertained than you've ever been in your entire miserable lives. You will jump and shout with excitement, even the most goofy special effect. If you are harmed or wronged or disappointed in any way, you will not sue Mr. Lobo. You will not sue Mr. Lobo. While I have you in this suggestive state, might as well kill two birds with one stone and have you recite the Insomniac's oath. Please assume the position and repeat after me. I, as an initiated member of the Sleepless Nights of Insomnia, do solemnly swear to watch the movie, the whole movie, and nothing but the movie. So help me, Mr. Lobo. Ow! This hurts more every time. Let's stand down. Trance broken. Yeah. What do you mean I shouldn't have done that? If I hypnotize them to watch the whole movie, I got to pay them all $10,000. Can we try that one more time? Miss Mittens has a point here. I mean, if they're going to stay through the whole movie, that's really not a fair contest of who can stay through the whole movie. And do that again? No. Now return to House on Haunted Hill. Look, I already apologized about all the funeral cars out front, and the chandeliers falling, and the moaning, and the overacting, and the gunshots. You know, I was against letting their kind in the neighborhood in the first place. Why don't you call them? Their phones still aren't working. Okay, well, why don't you just go over to the door and knock on it? I don't care if the groundskeepers creep you out. No, you can't come back over here again. I'm all out of scones. Good evening. Owie. You're not dreaming, you're watching Cinema Insomnia, and I'm here with one of the greats of the costume-making biz, Mr. Ben Cooper.
Coupier, please.
Mr. Coupier has had his creations in many of your finer discount stores, Thrifties and Zodies, Woolworths, Gold Circle, Gemco, you name it. Mr. Coupier, it's a pleasure to have you on the program.
Yes, of course it is.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your designs?
No.
No?
No. They speak for themselves.
They speak for themselves, all right. And who is this coming up the runway right now?
Well, as you can see, Julia is resplendent in her rainbow bright attire. Come along, Julia, don't be shy.
Oh, I see. So that's Rainbow Bright, huh? Wow.
Yes.
Wow. That's beautiful. Yes, I love that fabric. Incredible. And now what's this coming up now?
Yes, she is perfect. She commands the stage as Huckleberry Hound.
Oh, that's fabulous. Now, what gave you the idea to put the names on the front of the chest?
Stupid. When they open the door to these children, they don't recognize the minimalist essence of Happy Dinosaur.
I see.
Now, this costume, Mermaid Astronaut Barbie, won the most prestigious award in drawings. Work it, Bobby! You're not doing the walk. Here, I show you. Shoulders back, feel the music, be the mask.
Now, hold on there. Now, I thought Bobby was doing a fine job of being, what is it you're supposed to be there, Bobby?
No. Shh. My models are never allowed to speak. As I say, the costumes speak for themselves.
Well, I guess that's what, Mermaid Astronaut Barbie?
Mermaid Astronaut Barbie, yes.
We should probably be getting back into our movie now. Cinema Insomnia now returns to tonight's feature, House on Haunted Hill. You're not dreaming. You're watching Cinema Insomnia. And now a word from our sponsor.
It's the amazing Shinsei knife, the sharpest knife ever made. Its serrated edge is made of unbreakable space-age material that never rusts and never needs sharpening. It can cut through the rock-hard scales of a Chinese alligator and still go through a tomato like this. Try that with your old rusty junk drawer shank. Forget it, it's so dull you won't even break the skin. How much would you pay for the culinary secret weapon used by world-famous chefs and food-making professionals? Similar knives sold at trade shows go for almost $30. But wait, there's more. You'll also get the Shinsei kitchen utility knife. Watch how it melts through these police-issue handcuffs as easily as it cuts the cheese. Now how much would you pay? We'll even throw in a complete set of Shinsei steak knives. You'll also get this lovely Shinsei paring knife, the Shinsei butter knife, and our patented fish scaler. If you order now through this special TV offer, we'll double your order. That's right, you get 2 original Shinsei knives, 2 kitchen utility knives, 16 steak knives, 2 paring knives, 2 butter knives, and 2 fish scalers. Everything you see here is valued at over $300. But you get it all for not $79, not $49, not $29, but for the amazing low price of just $129.99 plus shipping and handling. Plus, if you call within within the next 20 minutes, we'll give you this handy pocket meal wrangler absolutely free as our gift to you. This offer is not available in stores, so order your amazing Shinsei kitchen cutlery system now. I said now, damn it!
You're not dreaming, you're partying. And I'm your jack of all lanterns, Mr. Lobo. No, I know how you feel about pumpkin carving, okay? We've already gone over this. We're only using cruelty-free plastic pumpkins this year. We're not going to give any of your cousins a switchblade smile on this program. Ever again. So just calm the fronds down, all right? Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence, our neighbors, have invited 4 strangers over to their house. We're staying till sunrise. We've got blood dripping from the ceiling and hard liquor and firearms and old ladies on skateboards, and it's not Mr. Lobo's cup of noodles, but hey, whatever floats your ghost. I mean, who are we to judge? You know, I mean, we're all consenting things. Probably a good time for Cinema Insomnia to jump right back into our movie, House on Haunted Hill.
Takers now. You won't have a chance to change your minds later, because there'll be no way to get out.
It's a good thing that Miss Mittens had to leave, because she would absolutely hate this next segment. You know, nothing quite says America like food needlessly mutilated for entertainment. And jack-o'-lanterns, of course, are no exception. Jack-o'-lantern being a Gaelic expression, meaning squalor on my front porch. Now, if you're not allowed to use a sharp knife to make your jack-o'-lantern, there's a fun way you can make a mock jack-o'-lantern using your old Mr. Potato Head accessories. So you just take a few of things here, the nose, and I don't know, maybe some eyes, and you can put them in any combination you want. Maybe a little purse, I don't know. And before you know it, you've got a fearsome creature that'll scare the boogies right off your front porch. But if you can use a sharp knife, why don't you go run and get your mom's stiletto right now and try to avoid hurting yourself during these next commercial messages. And when we come back, we're going to carve a real jack-o'-lantern.
Incredible is the word for the world's first monster musical. See in magnificent Eastman color the daring, dancing, enticing, and horrifying. The incredibly strange creatures who stopped living and became mixed-up zombies.
Obey.
Who is the woman branded in birth wearing the wart of horror? The world's first monster musical. The incredibly strange creatures who stopped living and became mixed-up zombies.
All right, Mr. Lobo is back and we're carving pumpkins. Well, actually, we're not carving pumpkins. I mean, they're pumpkins whether we carve them or not. If we had a piece of granite here, we could carve that into a pumpkin. But since these are already pumpkins, we're carving them into jack-o'-lanterns. And maybe I belabored that point. But anyway, here we are. And the first thing that you do is you go to the 99-cent store and you buy yourself a professional pumpkin carver's kit. And that includes whatever this is called and this thing. Okay. Then you take this and you cut the, push it through quite simply, and you cut an opening in the top, just quite simply, around the stem, so you can use the stem has a handle. Pretty nifty, huh? All right. Then you take out the innards using your scoopy thing. You just kind of scratch around in there. And you put it in a pie crust, of course. Okay, ready? And you put it in a pie crust like this. Now you put it in a pie pan like this, and you bake it later. That's lovely. There we go. Now don't worry about the seeds, because I understand they're an ethnic delicacy. Now the next thing you do with your pumpkin is you go online to cinemainsomnia.com and you download our keen new Lobo Lantern Halloween jack-o'-lantern template. And you draw it onto your pumpkin like this. And you take your tool and you quite simply, you just push it in there on the dotted, just, you know, Mr. Lobo is not an expert pumpkin carver, and this might take Mr. Lobo all night if I were to try and do this. Do we still have our expert pumpkin carver on hand? Oh, I've seen you've brought your own. Well, I'll just take my little thing and stand over here. There she is.
Just go look in my suitcase. Just go look.
She's dead, Mr. Lauren. Your wife hanged herself.
Suicide.
Now earlier, we showed you how to make this delicious pie. I'm not sure why we left the seeds in, but it'll come to me. What we really need now is something to wash it down. Now the taste combination that drives the little rascals wild this time of year is caramel apple. But really, who needs all the sticky mess and the rewired jaw and the hair stuck to the pillow? What Mr. Lobo likes to do is to take ordinary store-bought caramel apples, add a little apple cider, some candy corn as a preservative, now I know what you're thinking, moms. Is this snack nutritious? Well, it can be if you add a little horse and milk and powder for a protein boost. Just like they do at Django Juice. Blend it all to a smooth, creamy consistency. Oh, put the lid on first. And Viola, your All Saints smoothie is ready to send you into a diabetic coma. Why don't you make one right now during tonight's intermission? Seed! Seed! Stick! Stick!
The coming attraction.
Hi, I'm Mel Brooks, and
I'd like to talk to you about a feature that I've just completed entitled Young Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein is the funniest movie ever made, but you didn't hear it from me. Don't miss Young Frankenstein. He won't miss you. Personally directed by Mel Blazing Saddles Brooks. Rated PG.
You're watching Cinema Insomnia.
You're not dreaming. You're watching Cinema Insomnia. And tonight, the creepy Vincent Price and the fetching Carol Omar staging a bizarre couples retreat with lots of booze and bullets and bloodletting. And just like the unfortunate souls in tonight's film, if you can stay at the house on Haunted Hill all the way to the end, Cinema Insomnia and Mr. Lobo will pay you $10,000. Kind of works me up a little bit just thinking about it. It's better. $10,000. In fact, with that kind of money, you could live in Los Angeles for a week. So, sit back, relax, draw the curtains, ignore the knocks at the door. It's time to return to William Castle's answer to the Beverly Hillbillies and This Old House, the second half of tonight's feature, House on Haunted Hill.
Enough of your spook talk. Get out, you sot, and don't come back into this room again.
Now time to scratch around in Mr. Lobo's mail sack and see what crawls out. This looks interesting. No return address. M.M., you are invited to the Monster Melee from dusk till dawn, Old Haunted Fairgrounds, Haunted Hill. Well, thank you for the invitation, kind viewer, but we'll be here entertaining a television audience tonight. Cinema Insomnia will be right back. What's the meaning of this M.M.? You? No. It's probably M.L. It's a typo. Well, maybe it's Monster Melee. See, Monster Melee M.M. Well, maybe mine's in here somewhere. Maybe it's in a different kind of envelope.
And now, if you dare, look into the hypnotic eye.
No one was safe against it.
Sugar, honey, my candy corn. Hello, is this rock star Ron Dante of the Archies? This is Mr. Lobo from TV's Cinema Insomnia. Mr. Lobo? Yeah, that guy. Look, is it true you're doing the soundtrack for James Cameron's Aquaman movie? Oh, well, I read that on the internet. Well, it's just some fanboy website. Look, I was wondering if you could come over and liven up our little Halloween show here by doing a few songs and singing a little bit. you don't have to bring all the Archies. I know Jughead can be difficult to work with. I mean, we have a karaoke machine here if you want to just do the Monster Mash and, take a couple of requests and... Oh, I see. Monster Melee, yeah. Yeah, I heard of that. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Well, we did get an invitation. It just was that we're working. Yeah, we have work tonight. Yeah, so we can't make it. Sounds exciting. You have a new band, huh? That's great. Well, I hope you have a good time. Okay. Well, I guess we should be getting back into the movie. So I'll talk to you later. Welcome back. It seems that some of Mr. Lobo's potential guests are all out at Halloween parties. Who would have thought that Halloween would be a big party night, but there you have it. So we're just going to be here alone with tonight's misunderstood movie. While the festivities happening elsewhere. So why don't we get into that movie now? Tonight's feature, House on Haunted Hill.
Hey kids, I'm sure you've asked yourselves many times or asked your great-grandfather, I didn't realize Ocean 11 was a remake, and hey, why should Frank, Dean, and Sammy have all the fun and get all the broads, especially now that they're dead? Well, Will the Thrill has a solution for you kids. Now you can have your own Rat Pack. Check it out, fits a whole bottle of Jack Daniels, box of cigars, and a package of prophylactics right here. Have it handy right on your back, and only for the Mr. Lobo experience, we're giving away free Rat Packs to the first 50 kids who show up. So see you there, ring-a-ding-ding, baby. I just can't see what you're talking about. I don't see your logic. Look, you have 8 legs, I have 2 legs. That's 10 legs between us. I can do the math, okay, sweetheart? Look at this kid. He has no legs, okay? So how can this be our child? You tell me, how could this be our baby? Look at me, look at you. This cannot be our child.
Now, Miss Mittens, you got to understand, being fashionably early is even better. It's Will the Thrill from Thrillville.
I know who I am.
I didn't expect to see another host here.
Well, I did expect to see Ms. Mittens. I sent you an invitation. I see you got it, and I also see you brought Mr. Lobo.
Well, you see, she needed a ride, and on the way over here, I thought, this might be an opportunity for Mr. Lobo to mingle with other party-goers, Mr. Lobo could get his freak on and everything.
Yeah, always nice to see you. Always nice to see you, but we got to talk. We have a situation. I'll talk to you later. Come here, walk with me. We got to talk about this.
Will, I didn't recognize you with that big thing on your back.
Oh, you mean my Rat Pack?
Oh, is that what that is? Can you get a juice bottle in there?
The persecuted Jelutians send a desperate message from space. Help us. With an international cast headed by Vic Morrow.
Chosen by the gods.
Message from space, where fantasies are real and reality is fantastic. Rated PG, parental guidance suggested.
Will, I'm really looking forward to mixing it up with you tonight.
Hey, Mr. Lobo, well, this ain't exactly Thrillville, baby. It's more like Dullsville, you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean, Will? I mean, this is our chance to kind of, loosen our neckties and kick off our shoelaces and go nutsoid.
Let's not go crazy, okay? I mean, it's a broken-down carnival full of has-beens, in fact, never was-es, and you're a big star, baby, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure what you mean, Will.
You don't belong here. I mean, you know what I mean? You're the wrong fit. I mean, it's Halloween. I mean, none of the rides here work. This is no place to be. And and you're a horror host.
But who needs mechanical stimulation when you've got good conversation?
Well, at our age, we need all the stimulation we can get. In fact, I have a Viagra Fez dispenser.
You mean Pez dispenser?
Whatever. The point is, it's Halloween. You're a horror host. You're the horror host of horror hosts. And here you are slumming with us. I mean, shouldn't you be hosting a show right about now? You're Mr. Lobo. The little kids are out there right now, rushing through trick-or-treating, saying, yeah, fill up my bag, give me the candy so I can go home, turn on the TV, and watch Mr. Lobo. They're going to go home, turn on the TV, an empty chair.
So you're saying duty calls?
Duty calls. I can hear it right now. I can hear duty calling. Because you know why? And you're the only one who can hear it. You know why? Because who else has the expertise, the experience, the style, the wit, to look into a camera and say, and now back to our shadowy feature, House on Haunted Hill. Okay, bye, Mr. Lobo. Adios. Sayonara, baby. Hasta la vista. See you later. Via Con Elvis. TCB. Follow that dream. Happy trails. That's it. He's finally gone. Finally. Okay, kids, the real Halloween party can begin now.
Karloff achieves immediate stardom when he transforms himself into the Frankenstein monster. In a grotesque role, this sensitive stage actor hides himself under pounds of makeup and utters only inarticulate grunts. But Karloff, like Cheney, has many faces, many ways to curdle the blood in films like The Mummy, The Mask of Fu Manchu, Chamber of Horrors, Black Friday, The Body Snatchers, The Old Dark House.
Will the Thrill selflessly reminded Mr. Lobo the true meaning of Halloween. Service to others. But before Mr. Lobo dives right back into the horror host life forever, this may be my one and only chance to participate in one of Halloween's oldest traditions. It's weird being on this side of the door. Here goes. All right, don't move. You know what to do. Put the stuff in the bag. Don't look at my face. Just put the stuff in the bag. Boy, he seemed nervous. It is the scariest night of the year. Could use a friendly voice about now. Hello? Hello?
Hey, Roman, everybody loves Roman. Come on over here. This is Roman. He's part of the housebound. Hey, baby, before you guys go on your next set, you guys are crazy, far out cats. You need to relax a little bit on my new horror host ride. This is our first customer. Check it out, man. It just blew his mind. Right, sir? Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Okay. Well, anyway, next. Okay, that'd be you. I'm going to go clear the track. Come on, baby. Check it out.
When you hear the shot, come down to the set.
Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, guys and ghouls, rat packers and Mickey Mouse clubbers, G-men and B-girls, welcome to the Mr. Lobo Experience. And now, without further ado, but with insincere apologies to Ray Dennis Steckler and Hanna-Barbera, I present to you the incredibly strange creatures.
watching TV, and I'm staying up late. I'm watching TV, I'm watching TV, and I'm feeling okay. Vampire girls are looking for the head of Hitler so they can bleed it. Giant monster cooking Tokyo with atomic fire to eat it. Nothing else matters to me. I'm watching TV, and I'm staying up late. I'm watching TV, I'm watching TV, and I'm feeling okay. I'm watching movies till dawn, or if there's nothing on, I say they're not bad movies, just misunderstood.
Attention, Insomniacs. Mr. Lobo must warn you that tonight's feature was used by the local poison control center to induce vomiting. Don't stay up late. It's not worth it.
Godzilla has a brain about this size. Because all you of Earth are idiots. Idiots.
Flying saucers have invaded our planet. The whole world is under attack.
And a cyclonic cavalcade of electrifying horror.
Nothing else matters to me. I'm watching TV, and I'm staying up late. I'm watching TV, I'm watching TV, and I'm feeling okay. I'm watching TV.
Boo!
Come on, don't be cold, baby. You know you're the only one for me. There's nobody else. I wouldn't take anyone else on my new horror host ride. How do you like it? It's even better when you've had a bad acid trip like you just had, huh, baby? Hey, nice rack. I keep telling you it's not my kid. Now beat it. Where was I? Oh, yeah.
Mr. Lobo. Well, I hope you enjoyed our little bare bones saga, House on Haunted Hill. And as you can see, your humble horror host is no shirker. I'm as good as my word. For those of you who stayed or survived tonight's feature, the sum of $10,000, divided, of course, by the 1.2 million viewers who got their sets on and presumably still awake. Thank you, A.C. Nielsen. So congratulations, lucky viewers. Lucky viewers like Alice Akabura. Please be looking for your cut of the winnings here. No dollars and 0.00833333 cents. Mr. Lobo. As you can see, Mr. Lobo's got a lot of work to do. I've got 1.2 million more of these. So thank you for spending All Saints' Eve with us tonight. And Please join us again sometime, won't you, for some more low-key cinema entertainment, the way you like it, here on Cinema Insomnia. Until then, checks in the mail. No dollars and .00833 cents, Mr. Lobo.
Laser beams are drilling. I'm holding my head, but I don't even feel it. Somebody's out for killing, but I'm not scared at all, cause I've already seen it. Nothing else matters to me. I'm watching TV, and I'm staying up late. I'm watching TV. I'm watching TV, and I'm feeling okay.
Turn on the lights. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for experiencing the miracle of Emergorama. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. But first, let me reel in my little automatons here that make this all possible. Why don't you bow for the good people? Come on, up here, both of you. Why don't you speak your name?
I'm Zach.
And you are?
I am Scott.
And you work at?
I work at Evangeline's.
And you work at?
Same place.
Evangeline's. For all your goofy Halloween needs. And we really mean it. Did you guys have a good time? Well, now, of course, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. We're going to give a real live dead body to our most scared patron. Our most scared patron, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a hand. Your name, please.
Ken Dose.
Ken Dose. And what do you do?
We're currently unemployed.
You don't have to say that. These people don't know you. You could have said anything. I'm an astronaut. They would have bought that. Okay, you're a porn star. Okay, astronaut, porn star. And don't you work for a publication?
Yeah, it's loserlist69.com.
Loserlist69.com. Okay. So you get to win the real live dead body. Are you scared? Yeah, you should be. Can we have the nurses bring out the real live dead body, please? Oh my. You know, that's been sitting out for a while. We got a death certificate for it. I think it says Chick-fil-A, cause of death, decapitation. Signed by the nurses and Mr. Lobo. Here's your real live dead body. You know, you might want to cook that tonight. Okay, that should be my recommendation.